E-gaming bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back, guys, to the Starladder iLeague Star Series Season 3. We are going into map number 2. I'm joined by Hugo. What did you think of that first map, Hugo?
I mean, it was a really close one. You know, we saw a lot of ups and downs of Pride. They were a bit shaky at times. No, obviously, I'm joking. Absolute destruction. Some people were saying this shouldn't be broadcasted on Twitch because it's illegal, and I gotta agree, that was dirt. But that being said, a lot of players, like, or a lot of watchers, viewers, like to cancel out a team after they see such a stomp, and I don't really want to. As much as I feel maybe realistically Pride can 2-0 this, I feel like Trick still have a chance. Now we go into Train, a map that Trick are famously pretty decent on, whereas Pride they don't really play very often. You know, it's like looking at Flipside's Dust 2. It's just non-existent. So yeah, we've got to look at this one realistically and go, there's a very good chance that, Pride could, yes, run off the momentum from the previous game. Trick could run off the tilt, and we could just see another good game to Pride. Or we could just see, the actual competitiveness come back in for Trick and then to close out this map. But we never really know. Tom, what's your prediction after seeing that?
I'm gonna go with Minis.
Okay.
just Minis. Not actually, no. To be fair, I do think that Trick could turn this around. I'm just wondering if they have the mental fortitude to do so. Because, as you said, like, a lot of the things that have been going on behind the scenes with this team, they're gliding. Ooh. That's a nice little visual bug that we've got going on there. Let's hopefully everybody else is just walking around. We got some gliding on S-Tag. But yeah, no, I think they could definitely pull this one back. I'm wondering if the sort of pug style of Pride will work out so well. But at the same time, it's very difficult to just mentally go, okay, you know what? We just lost 61. Now let's just play the map like nothing happened. It's easier said than done. I know for sure that I can go on a tilt of many, many maps. Obviously, these guys are professionals and not just me getting angry in my room and shouting at people. But
that is a common act as well from you.
I don't know. I'm a lovely, kind individual, and have never shouted rude things that I cannot repeat at people in game.
Toxic caster confirmed. Anyway, we're going to be going into this round here. Pride already starting off well for them as they do take the knife. Is CT sided, so it's going to be some favorableness, I guess, for them. But Tricked now, obviously, the positive is this is their map pick. They may have their T-side strategies up their sleeve, and they may be knowing exactly what they want to do. And the fact they're buying a Molotov straight away on Hunden makes me think they are going to be hitting into B.
Yeah, pretty standard strategy. Just have that molly ready for the afterplant position on the B side. It's very easy to get the bomb down on B, especially when you look at the setup that's currently coming in. Reitz, he's going to know they're coming. He's going to have spotted, well, at least one going down, but he's going to get that first pick as well. And actually, his position is very, very valuable. They need to clear him out of here, otherwise that Molotov is worthless. But as I say, Asilium takes his head clean off.
Yeah, into a 4v4 straight away, but already Pride, they got aggressive in Pop Dog at the start of the round, and now they've got the full rotation on coming in through the B upper. And Tricked, they're probably not prepared for this. They're very pushed up, and these USPs are going to be favourable at that kind of range. Luz pushing in with his team. S-Tag's going to be trying to tag them down, and Hunden, oh no, the Glock train, this is going to be spraying away. We will see an almost equalization drag, but no, Tricked, they are just going to start to shut down Pride and actually pick up that pistol round as well. It's a bit of a surprise considering Pride. They seem like they have that retake coming from a good position, but Tricked are going to get the better of them. 1-0 now, finally, for the Dane.
Hey, Hugo. They've matched last map.
Shush, Tom. I'm going to make that joke when they got 2 rounds. They've already done better than their previous map. Ruined the surprise
I've stolen your thunder. But yeah, they're off to a better start, to say the least. And now we get to see the pistols forced up by the CT side of Pride. I hate the fact that their name rhymes with side. because I feel like I used that word a little bit too much, so maybe I'll just have to switch that one up a little bit.
Pride side.
Pride side. Kappa Pride. Either way. Going to see a little bit of aggression at the moment from the T's over towards Ivy. The bomb is actually with them. 3 players currently in that position. Baruch is going to be making his way forward. Exus actually gets the Deeg. On the player behind, in fact. Baruch looking for a little bit more. Taking quite a bit of damage himself, but 2 players on the CT side already very, very low. However, one of them is not Maniz. And really, we're looking for the rest of the team at the moment. Hunden is holding that AK over towards A main, and there is presence from S-Tag, but he's very low as well, so can't really take Pop Dog without losing his life. So still a good opportunity for Pride at the moment.
Definitely so here. The time being of the essence now. Trick to finally going to look like they want to head their sights in towards a B. As I say that, though, Bomb going to rotate back down the stairs, so maybe A main is their choice. Still, without a split, this could be dangerous. They've got to hurry up with this one. They've got no one coming out of Ivy. They've got to clear out all these close positions, especially Electrical Box and Pop Dog as well, where we can see Reitz is playing close up. Timing going to get the better of him, though, turns away, and Hunden gets the entry. Still, Morals very low, going to be able to get one before he goes down. And now the bomb plant going to be guided for Trick. There's only 20 seconds remain, but both of Pride are over on the B site. Going to have to try and rotate in. Too late for them. Trick have got the plant. They've guaranteed that money and most likely the round at this point. Maniz, he's going to have to go pretty huge here. He's the only player with good HP on the side of Pride. He's going to be sneaking his way in. S-Tag is close, very low, but not even able to take him down. Now it's all onto Luz. Tricked. They've pretty much closed out this round.
Yeah, that was sort of the moment there. S-Tag only on 19 HP. Hunden even worse off on 2. So that kill definitely could have changed the round into the favor of Pride, but unfortunately, it's not going to go that way, and it will be a second for Tricked onto the board. So, are you ready? Are you ready for your amazing joke that's scripted and no one saw it coming?
Wait for it. Give it a few seconds.
In case of a ninja.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. I've got to wait for the confirmation. But there we go. Now Tricked. They've doubled what they got in the previous map. Impressive.
I would do a slow clap, but I don't want to deafen everyone because I feel like... Oh, see... They're even going to take a pause for it. They're very proud. I feel like we're just ripping into them now, but they are. This is their map pick. This is where we expect them to come back.
So mean.
This is the map where we expect them to do well. Obviously, Inferno, I do feel, is going to be a little bit of an anomaly for many teams at the moment. But it is sort of just that place where you go, okay, even if it is an anomaly, you shouldn't get 16-1'd. But already a decent start. They are on the T side of the map as well. Luz actually going to have a UMP and armor going into this. How did he save that? Where did he get that? He must have picked that up over on B, right?
Yeah, it must be, but I don't think it's going to make too much of an impact into this round anyway, considering Tricked obviously have 3 rifles, and they are going to be going for a bit of aggression on the CT side. Luz getting very burnt up as he starts to push up towards that ramp, but instead just backs off down, so all that damage was at Vayne. He's down to 50 HP, but Trick, they realise his aggression. They're going to be heading into the A site instead. Nice entries going their way as well. Morals, the only man to pick up a kill on the CT side. It will just be another clean sweep here for Trick for the time being. Luz still able to do something. Exus as well, over towards Ivy, almost able to deny the bomb plant, but Hunden eventually going to spray him down and out. Pride now, just Luz pretty much. Maniz not really in a position to get anything done, and Hunden just going to execute as well.
Yeah, Luz now in a position where, well, obviously we know that the UMP is quite a viable weapon. If he could maybe get an exit frag, it might be worthwhile. Obviously, the dollar that you pick up from the UMP will be helpful, but at the same time, he could realistically just keep this into the next round, buy up a load of utility, and try and play with that SMG going into the next. The likelihood is S-Tag may do exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but Trick not looking to lose another man in this position. They're just going to be able to close this out. They already have a flank coming in from behind, and Luz, he is going to be prepared for it, but low HP still gets away with it. That's an AK actually for his hands. Oh no, it turns out to you.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
The UMP. So not really too much of a loss for S-Tag, and he'll be able to buy straight back up into this round. Luz, actually, that extra kill means he can drop an AWP. So that is quite valuable for the rest of his team. That means Maniz is going to be on the AWP. Obviously, yet to have an impact in this game so far. And, yeah, obviously it means Luz is not going to have too much going into this one. He's got the UMP, but doesn't have too much utility, which is what we sort of expected. But actually, that's pretty good. We'll see what Maniz can actually do with this AWP. I go aggressive over towards A main. It is the B push that will be coming in relatively shortly. Loz is the only person on this B site. It is quite common to have sort of a catalyst player, as it is a very, very retakeable site. But at the same time, he has to be very, very careful. It looks like he's about to be pushed from behind and may not have any impact in this round at all.
That's unfortunate. Trick able to sneak their way out. They've read this like a book, and they're going to be given the site for free, as you said. Easy to retake, but can Pride hit their shots with a land? Disadvantage is going to be S-Tag, or sorry, Borup, no, to peek out and get the kill. X is going down. Now Pride, they're going to be looking to save in this one. 3v5 straight off the bat. Trick got the bomb down, and while, yes, they have a kit on the knees, still not looking like a doable round here for the Poles, and save will be coming in. So Tricked, they've actually got themselves another on the board. They're doing quite well, and we did say that, you know, this is exactly what's going to happen. Tricked are very likely to be able to reset and come into this game and have a good start. And it seems to be the case so far. It's whether Pride are eventually going to bite down and catch up with these T sides, or they're going to get completely dominated on the map that they don't play, much like Inferno for Tricked.
Yeah, it does seem like these sort of standard bans, these weaker map pools, is going to be hard on both teams at the moment. Of course, it is only 4-0. 2 players will be able to keep their weaponry in. They could go for something in this round. Maniz has enough to drop a rifle. Reitz could drop a FAMAS, and then they could just go with an SMG at the same time. They could just play with these 2 and then go for a big buy in the next, but they are actually going to go for the risky buy. Try and get themselves back in this round, and actually, Luz, a man after my own heart. Well, he's gone glass cannon.
Yeah, glass.
Okay, the glass cannon auto shotty is what I would call probably the ballsiest play ever in Counter, except maybe the PP buys and no armor. That probably takes the biscuit.
I wouldn't even call it a glass cannon, because cannon it goes with the AWP, right? Because it's literally a cannon, you know. This isn't a glass cannon. This is like a glass spaghetti shooter. It does damage, yes, but it's not exactly an AWP.
Wait, do you get hurt by spaghetti?
Well, you know, it's tough when you don't boil it, Tom. Okay, things can happen.
The childhood of Hugo's all coming out. He was beaten up by spaghetti.
Yeah, better than Harry's childhood. Looking at balls of Mini, but we're going to be seeing Trick to make their way up towards Ivy. AWP in hand for Maeve. He's going to get these kills are all going in the way of the T side. They're not going to do anything. Glass indeed, and Mini's already going to be throwing in the towel. Has to hold on to that AWP. Trick to got himself another bomb plant and another round. Forfeited here for the CT side, and Miniz just trying to look for the exits. He should be able to land at 1, but I don't think Trick to want to overextend too much just to get rid of an AWP. It's not going to affect them that much in the future, but either way, Pride are going to likely be on the eco the next round anyway.
He's getting surrounded at the moment, but is able to do a little bit of styling. Miniz, okay. We know he can still hit those shots. That's something, at least. Not when they're actually going to impact the round too much, but the more damage, the better. He's about to get caught, though. S-Tag from behind. And, well, that's going to be the round. Oh, glass mum spaghetti. It's been upgraded. It's been upgraded. Yeah, this is looking like a bit of a mirror, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know as well, because, you know, Pride are on the CT side. They shouldn't be having this many issues as well, considering, you know, they do have the advantage inherently. Obviously, Trick's going to be a little more prepared, but you'd like to think Pride could get something done. And this is certainly not the round to do it. And again, you've got to look at the setup of Pride. What has been catching them out every single time that Trick go B? It's the fact that Pride only have 1 player in B. That's clearly not working out. You need to switch that up. If you want to go for a double B, like normal teams do, you should be going for that double B play. While it is very easy to entry, get some snipers in your hands, like Pride should be getting up soon, at least with their economy. Play passive positions and hold off from long-range angles, and they should be okay. But either way, Tricked another round in their favor, as they are only up against their Nico, and they will be storming into the B site once again.
He's trying to push back in with this Deagle. Going to be able to achieve too much. It is looking like a cleanup at the moment for Tricked. And Miniz, well, out of the action, not going to get anything done either. And it's 6-0 at the moment. T-sided Tricked. I've stepped up. We didn't actually get to see their T-side on Inferno, so who knows how that would have gone, but I am not expecting too much. You mentioned AWPs. You get 2 of them in this round. Exus and Miniz picking them up. We'll see if the range can work. And yeah, well, what you were saying about the B side, I think there are very few players who can solo it. There are a few. I'd say Taz is pretty good at doing the solo B sort of push, but he's just a player who's very good at keeping himself alive. You try and kick that guy down, he's not going down. He's not going down without a fight. So it doesn't look like Luz is quite up to the standard of Taz. his Polish brethren, but going to be on that solo side again. He does have support from X's this time, actually, with the AWP playing from a more passive role. He can't be pushed from the upper position. And there we go. He gets the first. Going to throw the Molotov onto the site just to deny any further pushes. S-Tag's going to go straight through it and actually will win the duel. Quite surprisingly, X is quick to trade, so keeping the man advantage alive. It's going to be the 4v3. Bomb should be going down. Look at this flank from Reed.
Oh, Maeve, though, he gets himself another. Ritas, who said going to finally pop out of the lower position, gets himself two. Quick frag. Tundon now has to go massive. He's going to have to quickly equalize the situation ASAP, but no. They have plenty of time now. Kits are in hand, so they should be able to run around, pick up the AWPs that they lost, or at least the second AWP that they lost, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be going for that, at least. No one's chasing it down.
Oh, there we go.
Finally, Morals is going to get it from the connector. There we go. That's back in their hands. But obviously, this is the same issue that we faced, at least in the previous map. Tricked were getting dominated. They picked up a round, and then straight away they got reset from Pride. They did save 3 rifles, though. So you've got to hope Pride don't get reset in this situation. You've got to hope that they at least pick up a few more rounds to play with. Even if Tricked eventually take the half, Pride need that buffer to play with to go onto that C side. Otherwise, they're going to struggle. So they need to connect the dots here. They've got the double ult back in play, and hopefully they'll be going for this double B play again. It's going to be XSO going a bit aggressive this time, but Tricked, they're not going to be walking into it too much.
Yeah, just setting up
for
a pincer. Nice start coming out from Exus. We'll be able to get the AWP shot over towards upper B. Still looking like a bit more of an A split at this moment in time, although the bomb is starting to rotate back a little bit. They've set up a Cillian waiting for any sort of aggression, but CTs don't really need to go aggressive at this point. They have the man advantage. They can go for the sort of 3-2 split, which is much more commonly held. It is looking like S-Tag is hoping that someone will go aggressive over towards B as well, but it just doesn't look like it's happening at the moment. Trick picks one up. It's taking their time.
Yeah, as they should be, and especially after losing a man early on like that with X's pushing in through the Molotov. You'd like to think they wouldn't get ahead of themselves. They know what they're up against. They know Pride have got this double ult back in play. We are going to be seeing the first probing down towards the B site at least. Hunden trying to regrasp that position that they once lost to Exus, and Mini's going to be mollied out as well. Has to reposition over towards Ivy. A bit of pressure put on from Massilian. He's utilised all of his utility and he's going to go on pushing with that, but Mini's shuts him down. Out through Main as well. Maeve doesn't check the close corner, and Pride there looking like they're having a flawless round so far. Reitz gets in one more. Goes in for a last, and Hunden, he gets dropped as well. Reitz gets away with 7 HP, and Pride 2 rounds on the board, this time flawless. And that is a surprise to see.
Yeah, they are going to build up a little bit of economy as well, which will be important for them to actually continue into this. Of course, Tricked, they're not going to be in any trouble anytime soon. They've still got a buy coming in this round. Maeve back onto the AWP. And it's still not plain sailing at the moment for Pride. They do need to get themselves rolling a little bit, build up that money. See what Tricked are actually going to do in this round. Again, taking a lot of early map control, going for this aggression over towards B. This time, Mani's actually holding a gap. I think that's a smoke that he's thrown as well, just to try and see anybody pushing aggressively over towards Ivy. At the moment, it doesn't look to be the case. They are setting up their smokes over towards this A site. It is going to be Morels with a lot of players coming his way. We'll throw out some counter nades. Has to be very careful. Almost gets pushed very early on, but he will get that first kill. Looking for the second. Can't quite get the third, but he's done his damage. Now it's up to his team.
Yeah, and the Cillian being tacked up as well makes this job so much more easier for Pride here. We got Reitz very, very close. Going to try and spot that player in the smoke. Borup not going to be able to connect the bullets onto him. However, Cillian tacked up even more, but he's still getting aggressive. Pushes up at the ladder into the upper position as well. And Pride, they are just turning down Tricked one by one. Maniz gets himself another one to Maeve. And now only Borup and Cillian left standing. Make that just Borup. He exposes his position as well. Maniz trying to find the angle, but Borup denies it. There's one, but he's 3 more to find. Plenty of time left on the clock, but no, he's exposed. And Luz gets him from the CT spawn. Pride, they get themselves 3 rounds on the board. They're still in this to win it. And Tricked, they still have one more buy ahead of them.
Yeah, so much economy left in their side that they have been able to buy for the last 3 rounds. Even with the losses coming in, Pride starting to build up an economy of their own, which, as said, is going to be important. They're going to try and just basically win out this half to get it back to a more standard CT side of Train. This time it's looking like a much faster, aggressive push towards... Oh, now drop. They've already taken control. Quite passive positions at the moment over on that A site. Same setup that they've brought in. I definitely think the 3-2 has been working much better for them. Well, based on that they've actually won a few rounds. But this is going to be a quick A take.
Borup, though, dominating the field. 2 quick entry frags going to go his way. Reitz pops out through the smoke, but it's not going to go at all in the favor of him. And oh my god, Hunden, that was a dirty shot onto Exus, rotating in through the CT spawn. Luz should just be looking to say there's no reason for Exit here. Trickster going to have the economy whether he takes down 1 player or 3. He should just be holding on to that gun. Obviously, if you look at the money on Pride, Moniz, his money is down to literally 0. So Luz could, severely do with saving this rifle so he can drop it over to his teammate. Obviously, a few of them have 6 or 7k anyway, but still, it's very important that Pride retain some economy. So he is going to back off, hold on to this gun for the time being as well. Allow Trick to pick up the round, but at least Trick have not faltered and allowed, Pride to go for some massive comeback there. Obviously, still making some damage. Again, we go on the flip side. Pride now have the potential to reset, as a buy will definitely be coming in for the polls.
Especially with that AWP. That's going to help them quite significantly. We know that will go back over into the hands of Moniz. And the rest of the team should be able to buy up. Obviously, they need to drop 1, but with 9k on Exus, he'll be able to hand a gun over to his teammate. Actually going to come back in with the double AWP setup. Now, it is quite expensive for their team to continuously buy this up. It has been successful in the few rounds that they've actually managed to win. But if they lose this round, it means that they are going to be back in an economic drought. And the T's will be able to continue to plow on 7 rounds already.
Indeed. Trick taking this one very slowly, and that's what I like here, though. Maybe walking into the upper Moniz, the smoke's got to be set up, but this will jump across it. Oh, he should have heard that drop, though. He knows the chances of Borb being able to re-peek him there are pretty high, so he doesn't want to take any fights now that he knows there's some dirty business going on down Ivy. Smoke going to come out. He'll try and peek with it. Molotov going to keep him in there, though. Oh, my God. He stays in it for 5 seconds. Or 5 seconds? What am I saying? For 2 seconds. Gets put down to 50 HP, but he backs off, wraps around towards the CT spawn, and Tricked. They start to continue this push up towards Ivy. Flashes and Smoke's going out. It's going to be Borb leading the charge, but Morals, he shuts down the first one. Hunden gets taken down, and Borb does quickly trade, so it's still over in the favor of Tricked, but not for long. The spray down from Morals and Reeds, both well timed. Bomb gets dropped in the open, and out of nowhere, it's all onto Maeve.
They've been pretty quiet so far in this game with the AWP. Got himself 2 kills. Needs to make that 6. And with the miss... What? Okay. Reese gives him a chance to reset. I think he thought he was dead, so just didn't really react. And that's going to be the full Tricked. Still able to buy. Money is going to be in their hands. Obviously, the round that they did win in the middle of all of them actually kept every single player alive, so that's going to be their buffer. But now their loss bonus has been reset. They need to bounce back here. Triple AWP coming in for the CT side. Obviously, 7 rounds, it is enough. They don't need any more, but I feel like they'd be disappointed if they weren't able to do too much more.
They continue this. After a bit of a devastating loss for Tricked in the previous map, they're going to want to BM as much as they can. Get that 11-round T-side if it's possible. But either way, the triple AWP is going to be a bit of a pincer here for Tricked. They've got to be worried about that. Huh?
There's 2 AWPs on B. I'm interested by this. If there's a fast B play, this could be absolutely horrific for the CT side to try and retake this. Luckily for... Oh, no. Just as I say that, the bomb starts to rotate. And
here it comes, Tom.
They're going to have to... Well, if they don't hit the initial shots, this is all but done. Luz is in a good position, though. May be able to get... He must see the arm. He doesn't hit the shot. How does he not hit that shot? Exus is going to get the first, but actually now this is looking pretty bad. S-Tag then trades back. Luz very low on HP, and S-Tag drops down, takes that secondary AWP over, and now it's down to a 3 versus 4 retake.
Yeah, and with 1 AWP as well, limiting one of the players on Pride, it's going to be very, very difficult. Borb, he already denies the first play. They need to take him down with knees. He will do that, but still, Morals is already looking at saving. The round's over here for Pride. They just got to accept it. The counter reset comes on for Tricks just off the back of a loss as well. And Pride retaining 2 rifles is going to give their economy a bit of a bolster. Obviously, they should be able to buy in the next round anyway, because Exus, he has 5k, and that's before the loss bonus. So it's not going to be the worst possible situation for Pride, but saving 3 rifles would definitely be favorable. Either way, Tricked going to be extending their lead furthermore. And again, you've got to look at this. 8 rounds on T-side train, Tom. This is impressive.
Yeah, no, they've done already more than was expected of them. Well, not expected of them, but after the last map, they've done much, much better. This is looking like a map that they're more confident on at least. And, well, although I may be expecting a little bit more from the T side of Pride, a little bit worried for them at this point. They have stabilized after the initial 6, where it's not as bad as it could have been. But with sketchy buys like this coming in, the potential for them to reset going into the last couple of rounds, You have to wonder whether they're actually going to be able to pull this one back over on that T side. Aggressive push from Luz. Going to be in and around the smoke, completely blind. There's a lot of players near him, and Barup is just going to decapitate him, leaving one player in Exodus with this AWP over towards the B side. The rotation, well, they've taken a main control, but they're just leaving him. He's going to be the only player on this side. Does manage to hit the first shot. A lot of players coming in his direction already. Maniz, who had rotated in, is going to be lost. There is a little bit of support from Morales, and he's going to pick up the AWP. But again, it's sort of one of those positions where, do you actually go for this now? And the answer is no.
Yeah, a lot of saving going on for Pride. You got to look at this. Like, they've saved quite a few rounds now in a row. So, not in a row, but overall, you know, I'm looking back at previous rounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, including this one as well. 6 rounds they have saved. And that's only on rounds they've lost, obviously. So, like, you know, that's quite a lot of rounds. 6 out of 9 thirds. And that's quite dangerous as well, because Tricked really are, you know, taking this B site by storm, and Pride just don't seem to be reacting to it. Every single time they save, it seems like it's always a B take here for the Tricked side. So Pride probably needs to shift up their positions on B. They need to go for that early, maybe B stack, wait for some aggression. We haven't seen a lot of A pushes, you know, fast A pushes. The A pushes that we do seem to be very, very obvious from the get-go and very reactive plays, whereas Tricked, you know, they slow walk their way up towards Ivy, and at that point, Pride know that it's coming in because they can see the smoke, see the mollies, and Tricked aren't really setting up any fakes at this. Pride should probably react, go for maybe a bit of an early B play. If nothing happens, if we start to see some smokes on A, that's when you rotate, because you know Tricked haven't faked at all yet. Why would they not? Nice
Maniz!
Aggression from Maniz. Just runs away like it was nothing. Free kill into him.
The great thing is that someone chucked him an AWP, and he literally went, nah, threw it away and picked up a Mag 7 instead. You talk about aggressive A plays, well, here comes one now. But it's already a 2-man advantage. Make it a 3 or even 4 as 2 quick kills come in. And somehow this round, this early aggression, forcing Matisse to come in onto the site. Maeve, well, he's just going to be saving once again. Not really having a good game at the moment, but with 9 rounds on the T side, I don't think he's going to mind too much. And for AWPers especially, that CT side is where they normally shine.
Definitely, but a real shamble of rounds, very up and down for Pride. I mean, they've got to be proud that they've actually done this well, considering this isn't a map they play often, and this is one of Trick's main maps. But even so, after a 16-1, I was expecting maybe a little more dominance here for Pride. Either way, I think 6 rounds will be good on the CT side, given the start that Trick had. And they are going to be rooting for that, but not when that happens. Maeve going to be able to pick up that first player. Morrow's going down on top of the train. Reeds aggression over towards Popdog, and he doesn't even hold the angle right. Borup gets a free entry. And Pride, they've still got players over towards B. Exodus isn't even rotated. And Tricks are already deep up towards the bomb train. The bomb not yet going down, but they've got all the map control they could worry about. The smokes are down in connector. That's going to hold out players for the time being. And what could you even do when you're Pride here? It's going to be Tricks round once again, surely.
Maeve will fall from Maniz, the flanker. Able to at least pick up one. They do, of course, have kits. They can find another pick. There may be some potential. Luz gets taken down by S-Tag and more Exodus. AWP retake versus 4. Not likely, but he does manage to get the first. Seems a little bit confused. It actually turns around and finds another. Unfortunately, Barup is behind him. And that will be a 10th round. 10 CT side, or 10 T-sided round, sorry, coming in for Tricked. And they're looking well and set to take this second map.
Yeah, and dominant as well. You know, you've got to say it. Even with, say, 6-7 rounds, that's usually a very dominant T side. You're expecting maybe 4 rounds against an evenly matched team, but the way that this has gone is very favourable for Trick. But that being said, Pride, obviously, if they pick up this pistol round, it could start to tilt back in their favour. But at this point, I'm looking at this and going, we're going to see a third map, Tom, because Tricked, they seem prepared.
We're not just going to see a third map. We're going to see Nuke.
Ooh,
this is where, like, watching Pride on Nuke yesterday was very, very entertaining because it seemed.
Okay, I know what that means.
Not cricket. I'm going to say that. The most British thing I could have possibly said at that moment. But yeah, no, there was an awful lot of CT side aggression just taking over map control. There was actually a round in the match yesterday where the T's were in CT and the CTs were in T. Because they just run around each other. And the CTs had the bomb in T-spawn. It was just a mind-blowingly weird round. And I don't know whether or not I'm looking forward to seeing that. Or whether I'm a little bit worried. At the same time, we saw some ninja diffuses, some team knives, some knife kills. So maybe we'll see some entertaining stuff. But first things first, Pride are now onto the T side. Now, this is where they can just go for these sort of aggressive pushes that we saw them do on Inferno. And we'll see whether or not Tricked are prepared for this. Obviously, this is a map that they play a lot more, but they still had to switch things up with their roster, so I am going to be intrigued to see whether or not this will be a good CT side hold from them, or if there's going to be some sketchy sort of plays that can be exploited. And we're going with the old Russian strategy known as the Rush B, and do not stop.
Flash goes in, Molotov save for either post plant or the connector, and it will go down into connector, denying any rotations here from Trick. Bomb planted as well. Minis, he gets himself the first kill. Blood is drawn, and Asilian's head is ripped clean off as Maeve. He tries to rotate back in. Nice quick reactive shot, gets himself two, but the lack of armor is going to mean he goes down straight away. Hunden trades again, but Exus and Reach, they're still alive and causing real good damage here. There's two players on either side. Pride don't need to peek, but Reach, he's going to get the headshot anyway onto Hunden. Estag now alone. Reach is just going to nail another shot in his head. Pride, they get themselves 6 rounds, and what a dominant one from them.
And this theoretically could bring the scoreline back to within touching distance. Obviously, they've got to win the follow-up rounds. Expecting to see a force come in. Hunden has got his trusty scout in hand. Rest of the team likely to be buying up pistols, other than Maeve, who is saving for his AWP. Now, looking to see where the T side are going to be going. Are they just going for another... if it works, it works. Rush B, don't stop. And then I have to bleep myself because I can't say the rest. But either way, it's going to be Asilian to actually find the first kill with his CZ. Nice spam from Reitz, and actually Asilian goes down in the meantime. So the flanker, or the hidden player from behind, is caught out. And he's aggressive. They've actually gone for they did this on Nuke as well. Just go for the AKs. They don't want to play around with these SMGs. Want to keep things as clean as possible. Make sure they get these rounds. And to be fair, I don't mind that at all. A lot, like, obviously making up this money is very, very good. We saw it from the Trick side where they were like, okay, we've got so much cash, we can actually buy it for like 3 or 4 rounds, even if we lose. The thing I like about this strategy is Pride are not really in a situation where, oh yeah, we need to make sure we have as much money as... It's more, okay, we need these rounds, so let's just make sure we get them, and we'll make money just by saving, keeping all of our players alive.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, you know, you got to take into account if Pride loses on these AKs, it can come back to haunt. So obviously Trick just saving onto one Deagle there on S-Tag. The rest of them going to be all falling to the floor. Pride should be able to clean up the next couple of rounds as well. And Luz, or at least the next round. And Luz, he's gone for the Mac-10 again, trying to farm some money here. We saw the UMP in the previous round, this time a Mac. And Tricked, I don't imagine they'll be able to get anything out of this one unless they position S-Tag well, but at the end of the day, he's just a solo man with a Deagle and a bit of armor. And if Pride don't walk right into where he's playing, it's going to be a bit unlucky.
I guess where they're going.
Yeah, back into B. He's over towards Ivy. Reitz has got himself an entry out and towards A, and that may force some rotations towards that site. But either way, Pride is still looking like they want to go towards B. As I say that, though, rotation back into the site.
Yeah, Luz is just currently saying, guys, where you stop? No. And then, obviously, Morels is just going, yeah, well, we're killing everyone, so it's fine. Luz will get one with the SMG. Pretty low on health. Not really having the best of games at the moment. 4 and 10. Didn't realize he was so far behind. But flawless round. That's what's important. We'll see whether or not there's going to be too much head armor. He may even be able to keep that Mac-10 into this round. Decides against it. Clearly not feeling quite as confident as they did when they were on Inferno. But we are going to see that AWP onto Maeve. And towards the end, he started having a few moments.
Yeah, I mean, he could bring this back for them. He has been a bit shaky, but obviously him recently picking up the AWP is going to be his only attempt to try and fill the shoes of a great player, Yugi. But Pride, again, Tom. Oh, dear. Back into B we go. We're seeing a solo B play from Asilian. He's going to be under a lot of pressure. Does get dinked through the wall, down to 50 HP. Smoke goes out. Now they're going to push, but Maeve, he's rotated in time. Exit still gets the entry, but Maeve's causing havoc, Tom. You called out perfectly. He's got himself 2 kills. Molotov's going in deep for Pride, but they're still lacking a man. And if May can peek out for a little bit more, no, it's Estag and Borup instead. They get themselves a kill each. Reitz gets some money, at least guaranteed for the next round, and they kill on top of that. But there's so many players peeking him out. There's surely nothing he can do.
It's going to be very difficult for him to hold on to, trying to play the angles, but Hunden up top. It's actually going to be S-Tag to get the kill. I think that was through the smoke. And that will be another round on the board for Trick. They quickly break back, but look at the amount of money that's currently on the side of Pride. It still annoys me to say that. I don't want to rhyme all the time. It's not a crime. I'm in my prime. Slime.
Anyway, time for another round here as Pride. They've got an AWP back on their knees, but the rest of them are going to be typical rifles here and Tricked. Obviously, after a bit of a star performance from Maeve, it's just as we were kind of calling him out for not performing. Hoping for the same kind of thing for Tricked if they want to close out this map and bring it to Nuke. But Pride, again, bit of focus over towards B, but it's mostly a default. They've got that A main control. They got 2 towards Ivy, and this is just going to be a reactive setup. Depends on where the picks come. If Tricked get aggressive and they get themselves an early frag, they can hit in towards a site of their choice, or they can just wait for the rotations to come through after playing some kind of fake. But either way, Pride not making it obvious as of yet where they're going to be committing to, and they're just waiting for Tricked to make the first move.
Minis back on the AWP. Definitely something I want to see over on this T side. Going to be looking to try and find these openings. The rest of the teams are just in the sort of default positions at the moment for Train, just waiting around any choke points, making sure that there's no aggression coming out from the CT side. Kind of hoping that there is, just so they can get themselves an early kill. But it isn't the case at the moment. Getting down to the minute mark. Allah's definitely something we want to see wake up a little bit. If Pride are going to be able to get this as a 2-0, of course, there is still a third map. Not really sure that flash worked the way he wanted it to, but we'll let that go. It's more about the headshots that we care from Lars. Either way, 40 seconds left on the clock. No map control really gained at the moment from this T side, and they do look to be gathering up towards A, although Mani's just rotating back in towards A main as they look to sort of pounce from, well, 2 directions, including Pop Dog.
Yeah, but this time is really going to come back to haunt them. If they don't find these entries, we could be seeing a failed round just because of time. Pride, they're finally going to hit in towards A. Exoso, very key entry frag. Borb is also going to return a bit of fire here. Bomb going to be attempting to be planted, but Borb, he goes in for more. Now the fake, he fully commits to it this time, but Estag spraying into the smoke, can't quite connect the dots. It just gets planted within the nick of time. Exos going in for more, but it's a Cillian to pick up a double kill. Tricked, they've got themselves another round. They're bringing this back in their favor. They aren't going to reset coming into their buy, so that's going to be 11 for Tricked. Pride only on 8, and a bit of difficulty. Sorry, no, it is 12. Pride, a bit of difficulty now going into this half because Pride, they've lost out on their best chance to really start racking up rounds. If they picked that up, they could have reset Trick's economy right back down to squelch. And that would have been, the start of maybe a comeback for the T side. But now it's going to be very difficult. They still have a buy, but Tricked, they have a lot of economy on their hand.
Yeah, the best opportunity for a reset is gone. Still not the best for Tricked, so they are still going to want to keep racking up these rounds, otherwise Pride will have a good opportunity to actually break back. Maniz onto the AK, and, well, clearly a good switch. Hits the headshot onto Estag. Hunden looking to try and trade. Does get caught a little bit by the nade. I can't even help all these rhymes at this point. Hunden doing the same back onto him. Leaving it still with a 4 versus 5. The T's don't really need to go for too much more aggression. Maniz just sort of playing not only that star roll, but as the entry fragger. Trying to make his way back through. Actually going to go through the smoke. If he can get out before it fades, he may have a free kill onto Hunden, who's going to have absolutely no idea there's a player behind him. Plays it calm, switches around. Can he get the kill onto Maeve? Who was unaware that he pushed through the smoke. Barup luckily going to be able to fire one back to at least give it into a 4 versus 3. But Beniz's position is just so valuable. He spots out Asilian, sprays him down as well. And this man is taking this round by storm. Not going to be able to finish off solo, as Maeve will be able to get one. Actually gets a second. But Morels, while blind, catches him.
Yeah, and Pride back in this one. They keep 2 rifles as well, so not a complete shambles there from the Poles. And Tricked, now their money is in a difficult state. They are going to be actually going for the buy here. Asilian could even drop an AWP over to Maeve if he needs, but instead he's going to prioritize the armor, the utility, and that kit as well. They've got a double kit, which is very good. You typically see in these kind of positions where teams have to force buy up and they don't have full rifles, that they will just prioritize nades or a drop over kits. And I don't like that. I think you always need at least one kit, especially on a map like Train, where you need to retake a lot of scenarios, especially on B when you only have a Cillian on B right now. So it's nice to see they've invested in 2. But early aggression for Tricked, they take pop dog control. Maniz is just above. If they sneak up, they may be able to get some damage off early on.
One player aggressive at the moment on this B site. Maeve will be coming back over to support. It means both rifles, or 2 of the 3 at least, are over on this B site, but the bomb doesn't seem to be coming in that direction. The aggressive pop dog push is going to completely catch out Maniz, but there's multiple players behind. Hunden now left in a bit of a catch-22 situation, especially with Luz coming in from above, spraying through the floor. Catches one. Hunden, oh no, he's going to be caught in the fire. Actually, do they both go out? He's just hiding in the smoke. managing to keep himself alive, and just his position is being an absolute pain. Even gets the kill onto Luz, and now it's just Morels. Manages the first. He's completely surrounded.
Yeah, probably no more for him. They've got a bit of a crossfire setup as well. Hunden's not fully committing to this angle because he knows he can just wait for the rest of his team to spot him out. They will do that exactly. Maeve sees him, but he doesn't want to get damaged on. There's no real reason. Hunden, more damage onto Morels, and he's just getting tagged down bit by bit, drop by drop. He's losing his blood. Maeve is still looking in for more, but there's a Cillian on the site who will be able to close it. It's Trick to pick up 13 on the board, and Tom, I think they're going to start to close this out and bring this back.
Yeah, well, the big problem now is we've been having this sort of force buy saga, and it worked out wonderfully there for Trick. They managed to buy up these pistols, win a round, and now you look at the Pride economy, they're just going to have to go for a couple of pistols and buy in what could be one of the last few rounds of this map. Don't have too much to play with in this one. I would actually quite like to see them maybe just go for an aggressive B just to try and get the bomb down. Because obviously, once it's down, it's very, very difficult to defend. I think statistically it is actually the most retakeable site in the game. Whether that's true or not, or whether I've just been saying that for months and months.
No,
who knows?
I don't know if that's changed, but as of at least from a while ago, that was definitely true.
And, well, really, the bomb plant's just going to be more valuable to them. They will have a buy going into the next one, but 1900, it leaves some of the players around the 4 grand mark, and that's not going to be enough to get all of those nades on the board, whereas with a bomb plant, you add in the extra $800 and they're pretty much all there. So, see whether or not they're able to do so. Obviously, the first kill coming in onto Hunden from Morels will help them out a little bit. The CT economy is in tatters itself. They actually don't have anything to really play with. So a surprise round here could put Pride back in the game, but I think it's a little bit early to talk up anything of the sort. And actually, they are looking to go for this late B play. I quite like this. They've made their presence known. They're making a little bit of a noise over towards Ivy with Manise, but now they should just be able to get a free plant. Not sure I quite like the bomb going alone down the ramp, but at the same time it's worked out. Made with a lovely one-tap, but gets traded out by the Glock, and now it is actually looking like a winnable position. Reeks with another one. This is getting scary.
What the hell is happening? Trick should not be faltering in this. And Estak trying to get alleviate some of the pressure. Quick couple of kills going his way. Still, Reitz is on behind. Manise, sorry, he's above. Bob will eventually take down the flank, but the time is still ticking away from the hands of Trick. Bob, he's pushing himself into a perfect position, but no, the D comes out. Manise does eventually get dropped, though, and there's just enough time for the defuse. That was close. If Manise played his cards right, if he didn't peek onto that last player, he could have baited out until the time was out. But either way, Trick, they win the round, but you've got to look at the downsides, Tom. Trick lose 4 players against an eco.
And the bomb goes down. And the bomb goes. So this is going to be a big buy coming in. It should still be a buy, obviously, on the board for Trick, but there may have to be a few limitations actually coming in. And you can see that with the UMP in play, a FAMAS, not the best rifle in the world, but it is still a buy. The problem is, if we now see a win coming in from Pride, there should be a couple of rounds. Luckily for them, Maeve has definitely stepped up, and Manise, the star of the last map, is now going to be down and out, and just watching this as a spectator sport.
Much as Yugi is as well.
I doubt he's watching.
No, he's just chilling on the bench. Poor guy, man. Poor guy. I'm going to make jokes, but I really do feel for him.
Hashtag free Yugi.
Hashtag free Yugi. Nutty player.
Let him play his card game.
Going to be equalising the man advantage found early on for Trick. Hunden will be dropped. We are going to see Maeve rotate back into that A site, which may be the right call to make as well. We haven't really seen a full commitment yet from Pride. Morales has still got the bomb outside of A, but it seems like he's not exactly made it clear where he wants to go. Although now Lars dropping in through the pop dog. Morales coming back into A main. It's looking like a very obvious A split here as well with the control from X as he's found himself over towards Ivy. But Maeve, he's got himself more. That's a bomb dropped, and that's a full rotation we're going to see. Surely Asilian can start to push himself back into the site, but they don't need him. They've got enough. Maeve and Borup going to be able to just wipe down these players. Exus does eventually take down one, but surely this is out for him.
Exus into the 1 versus 3, and before I can even finish the sentence, Maeve again. And it is sort of what you expect from an AWPer. It has to be said. I said it in the first half. You expect the AWPers to do better on the CT side. The positional advantage on Train is definitely there, and he stepped up where he was needed. Now, moving up the board, 16-15, and that's exactly what they needed of him. Now, you look at the buy that's come in for this T side. It is not a good one. The Tech-9s can wreck, but this is an awful lot to ask of them. Expecting a fast play. A lot of nades already being thrown in over towards the A site. But at the same time, not really taking too much control. And Asilian, that's a nice little pop flash. He's even going to pick up the first kill and just look to fade away.
Yeah, and losing a man early on like that with no refrag, despite sending him being tagged up, is going to be very favourable here for Trick. Still, Pride could definitely take advantage of that early damage, but instead, Morris, he's going to be able to push out of the A side. Not sure where he came from, but he gets himself one. Quick refrag, though, from S-Tag, but still, damage done from Pride on this force. At the end of the day, it's not the damage they need, it's the round. And we are just going to see Trick with enough men to hold off onto this A side. Two, in fact, the third rotating in through connector. That's going to be Hunden. Mini's, he's pushed up into a very deep position. While Tag's still wreaking havoc. Mini's going to get flashed into Ivy. Should be able to get that free kill, but this is it. He has to clutch this one out. It's all on him. Maeve is posted up with the AWP. He's very low, but he's still going to get the job done. That's Tricked to actually come back off of a 16-1 loss on Inferno. They make it work on Train. 16-9 they win. And we are going to be seeing the third map, Tom, everyone's favourite, Nuke.
Yes, I am ecstatic for this one. Definitely looking forward to see if Pride have fixed any of the problems that they had on Nuke yesterday. And yeah, no, a complete turnaround. A very, very strong start coming in from Tricked. I think they were, what, like 7-1 up or something? Maybe even 6-0, I think. So great T side coming in from them. They then do the work over on the CT side. Maeve with a big step up. And, well, now we're just going over to Nuke, a map that we're not really sure how either of these teams are going to be able to play on. Pride didn't look particularly strong on it yesterday. It was the pocket pick of Inferno, which, well, they looked better on. It went to overtime yesterday. This time they won 16-1. Either way, we're off to Nuke. We're also off to a break. We'll see you in a moment.